Welcome back to the table. I knew you were coming back because this is such a good conversation with Rudy Currence talking about growing up as a preacher's kid and the art of gospel music. His claim to fame was not without sacrifice, and he has a few lessons for all of us about how to pursue your dreams. But before you start sharing that advice, I want to hear just about this experience. You won the Apollo.
Yeah, me and my brother.
Your brother, right. Yeah. But you were also in college. Yeah. With the Apollo win comes a record contract, but you still wanted the college degree.
Well, the Apollo happened before college, but it was definitely a sign of great things to come.
Right.
So my brother and I, we went to New York. My parents took us up there. We were on television. We performed, won the show, and then fast forward, I get a record deal from a showcase in Charlotte, North Carolina. And what I just give honor and credit to my mom and my dad. I could never repay them for the sacrifices they've made. For example, my mom, she was a computer programmer, and she would commute after work down to Furman University in Greenville, South Carolina, where I was attending college and majoring in music. Then take me down to Atlanta, down here, to be in the studio all weekend, and then turn around, take me back on Monday mornings or Sunday night in time for class. Yeah, and then she would commute back to work, you know, and do it all over again for the entire year. And so just those types of sacrifices, I'm so grateful to have that type of support system in my life. A little PK from Rock Hill. Now I'm sitting here on the Portia show talking about my recording career and winning the Apollo.
Thank you. Right. This is amazing. It's amazing for me too. I need you to understand it is really exciting to get to talk to you because your energy has always been so awesome. I am really curious when people ask you, how do you do this? I know so much of this is your faith, but you've also come up with some strategies, right? Absolutely. And some things that you like to share with folks, right? Yes. And you say it starts with recognizing that this is not just going to be an easy path. There are going to be glass ceilings to break. Often. Yeah.
Determination is important. Consistency is key. I think regardless of what field you're in, if you have a dream, you're going to encounter adversity. It's important to just stay focused and stay positive and be determined. You know, no matter how many no's you hear, you got to find a way to get to your yes.
Find a yes. That's what you said. You've got to get to that yes. Even if it means working around some stuff. And so maybe it's going to be working around some people. And sometimes it's working around that own person in the mirror, right?
Absolutely. You got to,
has that been the case for you?
I think it's the case for us all. You know, this pandemic, I think, has done a number on everybody. And so we've had an opportunity to do a lot of self-reflection. And so one of the great things about the pandemic for me was, as an artist, I was able to sit still because the world was still. And so I was able to listen for God's voice and listen for messages like I belong here and ransom and no greater love. And fast forward, not only did it bless me and it was milestones in my career, but it blessed the world, and people needed to hear those types of things. So just letting them know that they're not alone.
Right.
You know?
That sounds like this idea of staying connected to your source.
Absolutely.
Which always reminds me of knowing who you are and whose you are.
Absolutely. Yeah. I often say I belong here because I belong to God.
I love that. It takes a team to win a championship. How much of this is this concept of there's no I in team? There's Rudy, but there are a bunch of people around you making this work. Yeah,
it's definitely important. Of course, I've mentioned my family, who I give credit to. You know, my mom has been my manager my entire career. My brother's produced with me.
Wow.
My niece, now we're raising her up to sing. She's singing on the album. My dad's on the album too.
Wow.
So he has an
it is truly a family affair.
Absolutely. But I mean, it definitely takes a team to win a championship. Any major brand that you see, it's not just one person. It's a collaborative effort. And so I'm grateful. Even today, I got my fraternity brother here. You know, just your road manager. So it's just people are pitching in, and I'm honored that people would think enough of me to sow in and believe in what I'm doing.
Yeah, I love that. And it also talked about just trusting your gut too, understanding. You know, sometimes your first mind that's God talking.
Yeah, my mom says that all the time. Go with your first mind. It's important. It's very important. And that's what this album has been about, going with my first mind. You know, I felt led to do and compelled to do a gospel, faith-based, inspirational album, Stained Glass Windows.
Were there anybody, as I know it wasn't in your immediate circle, but like, no, Rudy, this R&B thing is going so well right now. What are you doing, man?
That's such a misconception, because I think that, you know, people listen to all types of music. We love all types of, if you love a song, you just love a song. And so, yeah, there were some people that, you know, were thinking maybe from an antiquated mindset that you just need to stay in one lane. But I just want to be authentically who I am. And I think you can't go wrong with, if you're authentically this person that is inspirational, you have to share that light. And I think that's what I'm called to do with this album. I Belong Here, Ransom, No Greater Love. These messages are just shining lights in unconventional spaces and places.
I love it. We're going to hear Ransom in just a moment, right? But I want to go back to, do you remember the first time you heard your song on the radio?
Wow. I remember hearing I Belong Here on the radio. That was my first #1. And what's amazing about it, it went #1 the week of my birthday.
Oh my
And it was there consecutively #1 for 2 weeks. You know, and so now we're.
Were you by yourself, or was somebody like, Rudy, that's you, or were you like, what is
I want to say I was by myself driving in the car, but when it went #1, I was at home because it was around my birthday, so I was celebrating with my family. And just, you know, so many great things have happened. One, I'm on the Portia show. Come on, you know, it doesn't get any better than that. You know, but I've been submitted for 2 Grammy categories this year. The album is submitted for Best Gospel Album, and the song Ransom is Best Gospel Performance, submitted for Grammy consideration. So I'm just honored to share these messages.
I can tell you have such an energy about you.
Thank you.
What do you plan? What do you do next? Are you still just writing all the time and preparing for the next album? How do you keep moving in this space?
I am constantly, I'm a creative, so I'm recording song ideas, voice memos in my phone all the time. But I'm really excited to share this new music, Stained Glass Windows, on a tour. So I hopefully will be coming to a city near everybody watching. The first show will be here in Atlanta, City Winery, November 14th, and I'm really excited about it. It's going to be full band, just the Rudy Currence experience.
The experience, that's a whole different, every piece, every instrument gets highlighted. It's a beautiful experience. This is so exciting.
Thank you.